good, YouTube? Your boy back with another one. Just want to give y'all a quick recap of my last 2 weeks. I've currently been on the road now for 14 days, which equals out to 2 weeks. Started out in Texas, in Socorro, Texas. Picked up a load there. Took that load to Mount Vernon, Texas. Then I went from Mount Vernon, Texas to Arkansas. Don't remember particularly where, but it was a Planter's warehouse. I got that load, and then I took that load to Austell, Georgia, however the hell you pronounce that. Dropped off there. Then I did a 34-hour reset in Atlanta. It ended up having to stay in Atlanta for an extra day because my dates got messed up in the system. So I stayed in Atlanta longer than I wanted to. But it is what it is. I was able to see family, and that's always good. Like, it's always good to go somewhere where you have family at, to be able to get out of this truck, because being in this truck can be draining sometimes. But after I sat in Atlanta for an extra day, right, the same place that I dropped off at in Austell, I had to go back there to pick up a load that went to Fort Pierce, Florida. Now, let me tell y'all about that. Now, the load was a preloaded load, right? Appointment time to pick it up was at 1300. Now, I got there about 13:15, right? I go check in, and the load hasn't even been fucking started yet. Like, they ain't even started the load, the motherfucking trailer, right? So they was like, we don't know how long it's gonna take, but we can give you an ETA of about 1800. So I'm like, you mean to tell me I gotta sit here for 5 fucking hours for y'all to load this trailer? It was like, yeah, but it ain't no guarantee. We really don't know how long it's gonna take. I'm like, what the fuck kind of shit is this? So then I'm like, okay, can I at least stage here? Because I had an empty trailer that I had to drop off to them. So I was like, can I at least stage here? It was like, yeah, that's fine. So then they was like, oh, no, it's a live load. I'm like, hold on, wait a minute now. Make up y'all mind. Is this load supposed to be preloaded or is it a live load? So then it went back, oh, no, you're right. It's supposed to be preloaded. I'm like, okay, cool. So I go stage in the back of the building. Well, I left them my number for them to call me when the trailer was ready and all that shit, right? So I go stage in the back of the building. I'm in the back of the building for at least 3 hours. I ain't got no call from nobody. So there was a Walmart right down the street and need to go to Walmart to get some stuff. So I ran to Walmart. By the time I come back, it's been like 4 hours, right? Check back in again. Now there's a different clerk at the window this time. And I guess they told her about me or whatever. So when she seen me come in, she automatically started looking for the paperwork and then couldn't find the paperwork. So she walks out into a different part of the building, and I hear her like blow her breath real loud, like as she's frustrated. So she come back and she's frustrated, and she was like, the woman that you dealt with before I got here, she put your paperwork in the preloaded pile instead of putting your paperwork for you to be prioritized and for you to go ahead and get loaded. So I like, she was like, yeah, I'm sorry, sir, I apologize. So I'm like, okay. She was like, but I'm putting them on the trailer right now. Cool. So another 2 hours go by. I drive back around to the front to see what's what, because I still ain't heard nothing from nobody. There's another clerk at the front window. So she checked. She was like, yeah, they loading the trailer right now, sir. They're almost done with it. And she gave me the door that the trailer was in, so I was able to go and stage in front of the trailer and wait for them to complete it for me to go ahead and connect to it. So it took like another 15-20 minutes. I connected to the trailer, was able to drive around front, get all my paperwork. Now that load I was taken to Fort Pierce, Florida, as I stated earlier. But because it took them so long to load the load, I didn't even start driving the day that I was supposed to start driving. So I ended up staying another night in Atlanta, which is fucking crazy. In that place in Estelle, Georgia, was fucking Shippers Warehouse, and I looked up the reviews on that place. The reviews on that place is not good at all. So any of y'all truckers out there, y'all ever go to that place, just know shit is crazy. They be doing some fucked up shit over there. But we got that load delivered to Fort Pierce the next day. And was supposed to have another load that I was gonna pick up in Orlando and take to Stone Mountain, but that load got took from me. And then I got a load to Tampa, in which I didn't get that load until the middle of the fucking day, in which I hate getting loads in the middle of the day because it can offset your clock as far as your driving and all of that shit. Cause see, I like to stop early in the day. Give me about 8-9 hours. I stop by 3-4 o'clock in the afternoon. That way I know I'll be able to find a parking space at a truck stop, rest area, wherever I'm stopping at for the night, if I'm not at a night terminal. But got that load right, drove all the way to Tampa, got the Tampa. It was a live load to get loaded, for them to tell me that they stopped loading at 13:30 in the afternoon. So I end up having to stay the night in Tampa, come back the next morning, get loaded, then drive to Dublin, Georgia, to a paper mill. So I wanted to deliver the load early, but when I called the paper mill, they was like, I would have to get my company to change my delivery date if I was gonna be more than an hour early, yada yada yada, all some extra shit. And I'm like, I don't feel like dealing with that. So I end up staying the night in Lake Park, Georgia. And luckily for me, my parents live close to that area, so end up staying the night with my parents. Woke up early the next morning, finished driving to Dublin, delivered my load to Dublin, and didn't have another load. So, I called my company like, hey, need a load. I sat for 6 hours before they gave me a load. I sat for 6 hours. Luckily, I got paid layover pay for sitting those 6 hours, which I ended up getting paid $150. So that's what, do the math, 50 divided by 6, that's what, $25 an hour for those 6 hours. So, I mean, it is what it is. But my next load that they gave me, I had to drive to South Carolina, Barnwell, South Carolina to be exact, at a mill out there to pick up my next load. And luckily for me, the place that I stopped at for the night was Graniteville, South Carolina, which is right next to the Georgia line. So I was able to see my youngest brother and my niece. So that worked out. Went to Barnwell, picked up my load, drove that load to Van Bruin, Ohio. Then picked up another load in Miami, Ohio. I hope I'm saying that right. I'm pretty sure I'm not. But it is what it is. And took that load to York, Pennsylvania. And the place that I dropped off at, I also picked up a load there. So then I went from York, Pennsylvania to Lansing, Michigan, where I dropped off this morning. Then I drove back to Ohio. So right now I'm currently in Napoleon, Ohio at fucking Campbell's, waiting to get live loaded, which my load here was supposed to be preloaded, but due to the weather, product was freezing in the trailers, so they had to take the product out of the trailers, put it back in the warehouse, and so it turned into a live load. Here's the crazy thing. They pretty much had to do this shit for everybody. And it's cool as fuck out here, so I don't feel like getting out of the truck. But y'all look at this. Y'all see that? All those trucks over there are currently waiting to be loaded, including this truck right beside mine, right, which is my truck, including all of those trucks over there. I know my windshield dirty as fuck, but y'all see those trucks over there, they currently waiting to be loaded. And then this guy right here, right next to me, is currently waiting to be loaded. And so we just gotta sit here until they call us and tell us they got a door for us to be loaded. And then I'm taking this load to, Olaney, Illinois. I'm pretty sure I'm saying that wrong too. But that's where I'm going next. And then if it stays the same, I have a load to pick up in Mattoon, Illinois, that I'm taking to Lancaster, Texas. I got home time for next week. So I'll be home for about 4 days, 5 days maybe, before I get back on the road. So they trying to go ahead and start getting me headed in that direction so I can be home for my home time and to get there on time, which I hope I do. But that's a little recap of my last 2 weeks. It's been hectic, man. It's been hectic with all the issues that I've run into, but I know it's all a part of trucking. But I love what I do. Even though I'm just starting out, I'm still learning. I'm still a working truck driver. I've only been at this, I've been solo since like the 27th of last month, so not even a full month yet, but I love it. It's always been a dream of mine to become a truck driver and drive trucks, so yeah, man, I love this shit. I love it. But until next time. Oh, another thing I forgot to mention too. This Campbell's in Napoleon, Ohio, their reviews for this place are absolutely ridiculous too. Like, this place does not have good reviews when it comes to picking up your loads out here. So if any of you truckers are ever out here in Napoleon, Ohio at Campbell's, just know yeah, you might sit for a while. You might be here for a while, because right now I'm currently sitting at 3 hours and 56 minutes that I've been waiting to get loaded. Just went to 3:57, so 3 hours and 57 minutes I've been sitting here waiting on a phone call for them to tell me they got a dock for me to back into so I can get live loaded. But that's my last 2 weeks so far. Just want to give you guys a little update. Y'all truckers, 4-wheelers, y'all stay safe out here. Until next time, peace.